Hey everybody, what is going on? HexLex here, got another Master Duel video for you, and it's Monday once again, which means it is once again time for one of our weekly viewer specials. For those who are new to the series or the channel, this is the weekly video series we do every single Monday, where we take time to celebrate you all, the viewers, by showing off your cool decks and the replays that you are the duels out there that you're playing with those decks there. So if you are interested in submitting a game for the viewer special, you're going to want to head down to the description below. You're going to find there a link to our Discord server, the HexLexPlex, and under the Master Duel section, there is a channel that is called Viewer Special Submissions. So the main bit of information I'll need you to drop over there if you want to submit is your 9-digit player ID. That way I am able to view your publicly saved replays. As always, do make sure that they are publicly saved, because if they aren't, then I can't see them, and that's no good. What else? So, oh yeah, if you also want to leave a little bit of information about the game, like if you have multiple replays, for one, that's totally cool. You could definitely submit multiple games. I just ask that you don't submit the same game over and over and over again, but yeah, no, if you've got multiple different replays saved, though, and you want me to see one specific game, just make sure to specify either the opponent's name or the date and time of the game, or like show a screenshot of it. That way I know this is the replay that you want featured, right? And it also helps if you want to leave a little bit of info about the game. Really just as simple as like, I played this deck versus this deck is definitely enough. But if you want to go into more detail about it, that is definitely also very helpful as well. So let's see, anything else I'm forgetting? I guess mostly just that, you know, we can only show a few games per week, so if you don't get in this week, there is always the next one, because like I said, we do this video series every single Monday, so always more opportunities to get your cool replays into us. But yeah, I think we're just going to go ahead and start jumping into these games. Let's see what we've got this week. Okay, so first up to bat here, we have Alnick, who has definitely submitted very regularly the viewer special, always appreciated. Don't worry, we're going to see some games from people who I don't think I've ever submitted before today, actually, as well. So, but Alnick had a deck that I definitely wanted to take a look at here, and I believe it's this game here that we're going to be playing the new toy engine in Dark Magician, and we're up against Labyrinth, so very eager to see how this plays out. The new toy box and, of course, also the toy tank and toy soldier definitely have a lot of potential as an engine. So let's see how we can do in this game. We're going to lead with the wanted for the Diabel. We did open that toy box there. It's pretty good. And there is the toy box. We're going to use the effect to set Toy Soldier and Toy Tank directly from our decks. Now, when these are sent to the graveyard, such as to summon a Diabel Star, they will be able to special summon themselves and also get some pretty good effects as well. Because we control Toy Box, Toy Soldier here is about to be able to add any level 4 light monster from our deck to our hand. Looks like we have Cartesia and Quem as our ideal targets, so, well, our only targets, but definitely some pretty good targets as well. We're going to use the Quem to send the Cartesia and then link off the Toy Soldier and the Diabel Star to go for Cross Sheep. Ooh, okay. Now we get to bring back the Cartesia. Cartesia F going to fuse with the Quem in order to summon Granganol in the Cross Sheep zone, of course. That way we get the Cross Sheep F to bring back a level 4 lower monster from our yard. And of course, Granganol is going to be able to dump some stuff as well. Bringing back the Quim, Granganol dumping the Shadal from our extra deck. I see, the Apokalone. Now, if we didn't already have the Schism set, I believe this would have allowed us to, search it and then discard a card. So it looks like Schism is our only Shadal card. Looks like we're using it to be able to go into, Winda, using some amount of our cards. So, what are Winda's requirements for fusion material? I don't remember. A Shadal and a dark monster. Okay, I wasn't sure if it was a Shadal and a dark or a Shadal and a spellcaster or something, but so we're chaining Maxi to the Extrav, which might look a little bit weird, but actually does make sense because you know, the opponent might top deck Ash Blossom or Call By, so the duality though is definitely going to make sure that the Maxi doesn't see any real use this turn, though. Looks like our opponent's on a more back row focused version of Labyrinth, between not only the duality, which Lab typically doesn't play, but also, the Lord of the Heavenly Prison, too. Another card the deck doesn't always play, so yeah, that's something that's pretty easy to forget about the toy box, but it has its own kind of like King Sarcophagus style effect. Except rather than when you declare an attack with a Horus monster, when your opponent declares an attack, you can send a face-down card you control and destroy that monster. A face-down card like your toy monsters, which will then special summon themselves, and then, you know, of course, you get to gain more advantage off of them, so... That's pretty cool. That's really cool, actually. Alright, top decking the Oracle Mahad. We're going to go ahead and activate that. Opponent's going to chain Big Welcome. We've got the Schism, though. So I imagine we're going to go for the Winda here. Our opponent's going to flip up D-Barrier and call Fusion. And they have Welcome Lab, too. Wow. The D-Barrier calling Fusion should be fine, though, right? Like, I mean, we can't go into Master of Chaos or Guardian Chimera, but we should solve plays. Interesting. Wait, did they not activate both labs? Hang on, what happened there? Oh, I see. Welcome Lab summoned Ariana, and then popped Toy Box, and then Lady Lab bounced the Ariana. Or the big Welcome for Lady Lab bounced the Ariana. Okay, I see. I see. Alright, so Trap Trick, we're gonna chain the Sinful Spoils of Doom Rakila, and we get to use that actually on our Mahad here, because it's any level 7 or higher spellcaster, not just Diabel, so that's pretty cool. Makes sense why we're playing this in a Dark Magician deck for sure. Alright, they're gonna grab the Coup Clock. That's interesting that a build like this is on Coup Clock, because again, we saw with the duality and Lord of the Heavenly Prisons that it feels like it should be more back row focused, but maybe you would just play Coup Clock in that deck anyway. I'm like the furthest thing from a lab expert, so I don't really know. It's revealed, I think, Illusion of Chaos there. With our Soul Servant, I think is the name of the quick play spell. Yeah. Going for the Selene. Selene and Toy Tank now going into our Access Code Talker. Looks like we're just going for lethal right now. We got more than enough damage, so let's do it. Let's start by banishing Cross Sheet, popping the back row. Oh, but the Lady Lab, that's right. So we had to get rid of her first, because... Is that right? Is that what was protecting it? Hang on, actually... Again, me, the furthest thing from a lab expert. Let me see here. While you control a set card, your opponent cannot target this card with... Also, it cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Right. I always mix that up. For some reason, I always think the set card gives this both target and effect destruction protection, but no. Having a set card on the field gives Lady Lab the target protection, and it gives the set card destruction protection. So I feel like I would have done the exact same thing in this situation, where it's like, try to go for the back row, oops. That actually did happen to me on a replay, not against Lab, but against... It's in the video you're gonna see, actually, probably in the next week or so, but like, I had a game where my opponent had Chaos Angel and another Synchro in play, and I went Access Code to pop the other Synchro first, and I was like, oh yeah, Chaos Angel protects everything, right. I gotta triple attack and take control of it before I start popping stuff, so definitely an understandable mistake to make, but yeah, no, so yeah, we simply popped the Lady Lab in the back row, and then it looks like that's already gonna be enough, because our opponent just conceded there, so that was some good stuff. Thank you very much, Alndeck, for showing us a cool game with the new toy cards. Very, very nice. Very good stuff. All right, let's check out some more replays. All right, our next game comes to us from Dirty Dan, aka Floppy Keyboard on Discord. Both excellent usernames. We're going to be watching a Yubel Mirror match. Floppy Keyboard / Dirty Dan says that Chaos Angel absolutely carried, and that there were some misplays because Appa was on the field and the timer was low. So yeah, 6-turn game, I can definitely see the timer getting low, especially for a Yubel mirror. That's I found that can be a complex mirror match sometimes. So all right, got that Chaos Angel in there. Let's check this game out. Looks like we're going second. This hand is fine. I mean, we have an Imperm and we have some gas, so can't really complain about it too much. Opponent leading with Throne and Pain. That's pretty brutal. They're going to normal summon the Lotus, activate the effects. Looks like we're going to save the Imperm. Spirit of Yubel activating here to set the Eternal Favorite. Alright, now 1-for-1 as well. Geez, they actually had everything here. For the Sharvara, summoning another D-Lotus. Probably just keeping that one on the field as like an effective monster, effectively a monster negate rather. Okay, Nightmare Pain popping the Spirit, Throne, and Spirit both activating. And then they're just going to use Gruesome Gravescorner now, sure. Yeah, this is definitely going to shape up to be a pretty interesting game. We know one of the face downs is Eternal Favorite. Do we know what the other one is? Or did they just set a card randomly from their hand? Oh yeah, no, it does. Escape off the Sharvara, right. Alright, well they did already use Sharvara, so maybe... Yeah, I was gonna say, maybe they will be able to set up their Unchained package, because... I mean, they still could have here, actually. Well, let me see their graveyard. Yeah, they totally could have. They could have, couldn't they have just linked these two into Rage? Does Rage need Fiends, or does it just need, oh, it does need an Unchained monster. Okay, gotcha. Okay, never mind. So yeah, with Sharvara in the graveyard there, I mean, we could have linked into Yama and then added the Sharvara back to hand. Or they could have, I guess, rather. They could have linked into Yama, add Sharvara back to hand, pop one of the... You could just get rid of Eternal Favorite here and then go into Rage. And then they'd have more, and they could still make another Phantom here too, so... Funny, you talked about misplaying, but I think I noticed our opponent on their turn 1, when they were certainly not under time restrictions, I think did misplay a little bit. We top decked Opening the Spirit Gates, that's actually not a bad top deck here at all. That's quite good as an extender, potentially, for this hand here. Looks like they're going to Eternal Favorite, bring back Yubel. We have the Imperm for the Appa. We were really patient with that Imperm. I guess to be fair, right, because normally I would advocate for using Imperm against the Samsara D-Lotus, but our opponent opened Throne and Pain, so even if we had popped the D-Lotus, or negated the D-Lotus, they could have popped it with Pain. Well, they also had 1-for-1 too. This person had everything, so I think no matter what, they definitely would have had plays. But anyway. Okay, we're going to summon Phantom, go for the opening, Nightmare Throne F to add the Gruesome Grave Swarmer. Dark Beckoning Beast, going to use the effect to add the Chaos Summoning Beast here. Extra normal summon for the Samsara D Lotus, Lotus F to sack itself. Going for the Spirit of Yubel F. We do have our Phantoms to counter theirs, so they can't just use theirs like willy-nilly. And then again, the face down card is Escape, which isn't live because they don't have an Unchained monster. So bringing out our Yubel, going for the Grave Swarmer, popping Yubel F, summon the Terra Incarnate, yep. Gonna link off the Beckoning Beast and the Grave Swarmer now to go for the Cross Sheep. Yep, Cross Sheep. And we already have the Phantom in his zone, so we could summon... Yep, you got it. Just the Dark Beckoning Beast to the other Cross Sheep zone, and then bring back a monster. That being the D-Lotus, so we're link that off with the Beckoning Beast, going for our Yama. It is still a little awkward here, because they do have Nightmare Pain up, as well as 3 Yubel monsters, so... Well, let's see. Going for the Apo. Opening Pitch Chaos Summoning Beast, bring back Chaos Summoning Beast, and then going for a Phantom. We're synchroing! Yep, here it is. Here is the Chaos Angel. With the 1+9. Chaos Angel coming down here, banishing the Nightmare Pain, so now we don't have to worry about reflected damage. Popping our Chaos Angel for the Sharvara, linking it off with the Phantom to go for the Unchained Soul of Rage. It's too bad. I mean, that would just be too broken. I was gonna say, it's too bad that you can't link with your opponent's stuff on your turn with Unchained Soul of Rage. But it's like, wait, isn't that just like horribly broken? Isn't that just completely OP? Super Poly. Woof. Okay. Fusing everything but the Phantoms, because they're not be able to use fusion materials, and leaving their Spirit on the field in order to go for the ultimate. Or no, the Loving Defender Forever. Nightmare Throne, adding the Terra Incarnate, which will then summon, I imagine, yep. And then it's going to do some burn damage to us. Eternal Favorite F, going to bring back OG Yubel here. Thankfully, no, well, I was going to say thankfully no Nightmare Pain, but, I mean, our only monster has 0 attack, so. Now they're making SP Little Knight. I wonder if our opponent doesn't play Access Code Talker. I mean, the mirror match is a lot of the reason why I kind of like Access Code Talker. I like Access Code Talker in general because Yubel sometimes has a little bit of a hard time closing out the duel if you're, like, in a board state where your opponent doesn't have cards to run into, right? Or if you're in a mirror match where your opponent's just all on 0 attack stuff, so... I mean, of course, there are other ways to win the game besides Access Code Talker, but... having Access Code Talker in your extra deck definitely makes you have to do a lot less thinking, that's for sure. Alright, so we're getting our Spirit F for Yubel, Yama F. We're gonna bring back the Chaos Angel. Popping the Escape. they can summon their Yubel. Chaos Angels, whenever it's special summoned, not even synchro summoned, so we do get to banish another card there, their Yubel. Got the D Lotus, they're going to use Eternal Favor, bringing back the Loving Defender. Okay, D Lotus F, bringing out Spirit. Spirit F, adding Nightmare Pain, okay. Pain F, pop for Grave Squirmer. What does our extra deck look like? Okay, we are on the Access Code Talker and the Anguish. Yeah, I think Anguish and Access Code... Anguish in particular is really nice for the mirror match too, because sometimes it can, like, if they have like a Spirit or a Loving Defender or something, it's like, how am I going to get rid of this thing? But the Anguish offers a pretty good answer to that. I also like the tech of Ghost Ogre. Ghost Ogre is actually not bad at all in this format. Not even a little, actually. I mean, you think about, like, the top decks right now, right? The top, debatably, 2 decks, Fire King, Snake Eye, and Yubel. I say debatably because Rescue Ace might be second place, but... like, they both have field spells that are very, very crucial to their strategy, Nightmare Throne and Fire King Island, as well as continuous spells, Sanctuary and Pain, that are very important to them as well, so... yeah, Ghost Ogre, and that's just, you know, those 2 matchups. There are, of course, lots of others where it comes up as well. Alright, looks like while I was yapping, we wheeled back into the Unchained Soul of Rage, thanks to Muckraker here. They top deck the Nightmare Pain, and get to use the Eternal Favor to bring back one of their Yubel monsters. We definitely should probably link away... oh, okay, no, they're not bringing back Spirit, never mind. I thought they were going to bring back Spirit here. But yeah, either way, I think it's definitely a good idea to link away with the Unchained Soul of Rage. Ah, we're going for a Little Knight, and then now we can just banish the Terra Incarnate, and then now they don't have anything to pop for their Nightmare Pain. Oh, but they do have a Phantom of Yubel they can get. But, I mean, that's not that big of a deal, honestly. At all, really. Another Nightmare Throne. Gonna start by making our Phantom to counter theirs. Oh, this Eternal Favor is actually kind of putting in a lot of work for the opponent. This is probably the matchup I've seen Eternal Favor use the most. And that Chaos Angel, though, we get to keep bringing it back and just banishing their stuff. Like their Nightmare Pain, which they're going to try to, you know, negate with Phantom of Yubel, but we have ours up as well, so... they do still have that one face down card, but it hasn't... I think it's been there for a minute now, and it hasn't been used for anything, so... okay, Spirit bringing back Yubel. We're going to link off the SP Little Knight and then the Muckraker to go into... Nightmare Unicorn. We're going to use that to, I imagine, bounce the Loving Defender back, right? Yep. Opening, we get to add back the Nightmare Pain, which is kind of funny, and then we get to just pitch it to bring back our Dark Beckoning Beast, and then... oh yeah, because now we can just make access code, and then we're good to go, pretty much, because they've already used Eternal Favor. It really comes down to if that last face-down card does anything, but there's no reason to not gain a bunch of advantage along the way to making access code here, so we get to use Yama and bring back Anguish, and then going for the Phantom, back in the extra deck, and then summoning the Terra Incarnate. Oh, we're not even... we're not even going for the access code. We don't have to here, because... funnily enough, Chaos Angel plus Anguish plus Nightmare Unicorn is actually lethal. That's wild. That was an insane mirror match. That was so good. Thank you so much, Dirty Dan, aka Floppy Keyboard, for that excellent submission there. Got one more to check out. Let's finish off with that one. And our final replay comes to us from Icarus, aka Ash, over on the Discord server. Got a replay here where we're watching Rika Sun Avalon versus Twin Sprite, I believe. So, definitely want to check this game out, because, for one, Rika Sun Avalon is a deck that's been criminally underrepresented on this channel. I've never built it myself, and not that we get too many submissions with it. And also, this game sounded good because... let's see, blah, blah, blah. Went second, got even lead once, and maxied 3 times. So very eager to see how this game is going to play out as a result of that. Looks like our Live Twin Sprite opponent's going to lead with Live Twin Leela. We have the, I think that was an Ash Blossom we used on that. But they have the red in hand anyway, letting them go for the Gigantic. We're going to go ahead and imperm that. And then, yep, that's going to be the end of their turn. I imagine it probably would have been, so... alright, there it is, the Loki. I don't know much about this deck, but I know that Loki is all that you need in order to get your combo started. We did, however, get maxied, the first of 3 in this game. We have the Droll, but, like, I know this deck, yeah, it also does searching, so I don't know how feasible it is to Droll. Maybe we can Droll after this draw, or do we need to do more searching? We probably need to do more searching. No, we can do it now. Okay. So we only gave them, what, 2 draws? That's fine. I think it was even only 1. Well, no, it was 2, because they had 3 in hand, discarded Maxi, and then drew 2s. Now they have 4. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Alright, Aroma Seraphi Jasmine here. Special summoning the Rika Princess from the deck. Everyone says Rika, but I always say Rika. I don't know. I like to choose the pronunciations that sound fancier. It's the same reason I don't like calling Visa Starfrost Visas Starfrost. It's just, no, sorry, the other way around. I don't like calling Visas Starfrost Visa Starfrost, because it's like, what, like a Visa credit card? Like, that's boring. Visas sounds so much more fancy. Same for, like, Rika. It's like people like Rika, and it's like, just makes you think of some, like like a country dude named Rick or something. I don't know. Alright, there's the Evenly. And they're falling over with a couple of twin monsters. We do get to use the effect here of Bengalancer, the Resurgent, a pretty strong League 4 monster. You do need to use only plant monsters, so it's not generic, but yeah, it has a quick effect bounce and burn, which is pretty wild, and it can bring itself back too, so pretty good boss monster to end on, again, if you're exclusively a plant deck. I kind of wish we had more, like, big Link monsters like this, like Link 4s that were dependent on, like, a type, and were a pretty good inboard for that type in general. I'm a big fan of having, even within types, right, just like generic options instead of everything being an archetype boss monster. It's so boring to me when everything is just like an archetype to boss monster. I still remember, like, God, I remember when, like, archetypes, like, in 5D's era, like, really started becoming a thing. I was not a fan of that at first, at all. I was actually kind of upset about it. Like, it just felt to me like, and it still kind of does to an extent, that, like, I don't know, if you're playing a deck that's only one archetype, and especially if an archetype locks, just kind of feels like, you know, Konami's building your deck for you at this point. I think that's why this matchup in particular is so fascinating to me, or one of the reasons. There's the Nib. They have a C to follow, that's interesting, okay. Is because both decks here are like mashing 2 different decks together, which to me that's always been the epitome of what's cool about Yu-Gi-Oh! Is that you can take these 2 things with like seemingly very different aesthetic. Well, I guess, you know, Sun Avalon and Rika don't have that different of aesthetic, but you know what I mean. Like, Sprite and Live Twin, while not opposite, are fairly different. And again, I just like the idea of mashing 2 different ideas together and like forming a coherent deck out of it. Wow, they have a call by for Aetherion Lily Borea here. Pretty not cool. Yeah, unexpected dies only if you control no monsters. Oh, we do still get the special summon, we just don't equip, that's right. I get to bring back our Bengalancer. And this is lethal, isn't it? There it is. Dang. Yeah, that was Max C's and Evenly. We played through all of that. That's the thing about Rika's Sun Avalon, right? I think it's also partially because I'm not, like, super familiar, or even, like, vaguely familiar with the deck's combo lines, but, it just seems like they can play through so much more than you would expect a long-form combo deck to be able to. So it's a very, very intimidating deck to play against. Good stuff. Thank you very much, Icarus, aka Ash, as well as everyone who submitted for the viewer special for this and every week. This is a series that could not happen without the support of you all. So it is very, very welcome and very, very humbling to see, you know, consistently so many people submitting for these videos every week. So thank you all. It really does mean a lot to me that we get to do this series. But that is going to go ahead and do it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. Let's move now to our outro. Hey everybody, Hexlex here. Just want to give you a huge thanks for watching all the way to the very end of the video. Believe it or not, that is actually one of the best ways that you can support the channel, is by watching the videos in their entirety. But there are many ways in which you can support the channel if you are so interested. The names that you're seeing on screen here, I gotta give an extra special thanks to, because these are people who have chosen to either become a member on YouTube, which if you're interested you can do as well via the join button next to the subscribe button down down there, or have signed up over on Patreon and become members there. Link to that is going to be in the description below. Without the support that is being offered by, again, all the people that you're seeing on screen right here, I would not be able to take the time to dedicate to uploading daily YouTube videos. So thank you so very much. But there are also other ways you can support as well. Again, link to the description below. If you like my deck tracker that you'll see in a lot of my videos, the Untapped Companion, you can download that for free, and if you use my affiliate link down there, then that also goes a long way towards supporting the channel. That's, again, free. So is subscribing here on YouTube. That's also free and a huge way to support. You can also check out Twitch, once again linked in the description below. Following and subscribing over there will not only support as well, but also give you notifications of when I go live if you want to catch some of the live streams. But really, no matter how you choose to support, it all adds up and it all definitely means the world. So thank you, each and every one of you. For now, this is Hexlex. I'm going to be signing out, but more than that, I'm hoping that you have a fantastic day.